The Patriots got game-changing news before training camp as the expert Warren Sharp came out with this entire football preview for the 2025 season, and there is some specific stats about this Patriots defense that will throw everything off what you saw last year and get ready for this upcoming season. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And the first thing I saw when I was going through the 800-page of every single NFL team from Warren Sharp is that the Patriots' defensive line last season was far worse than we originally thought. We knew it was bad, but this was historically, one of the worst defensive lines that we have seen. Before we break it all down, I have a goal for you guys. I was going around snooping through just the analytics and all the statistics of this channel, and this is how many likes they have in channel history. 200,000, 249,000. I'm terrible at math. 914. And we have a goal to get to 250K. All we need is 86 likes. Now, 86 is rookie numbers. So I want to see this get to 250. So let's get to that goal. Everybody right now, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to the channel. Let's get a milestone in the channel history. If you love the Patriots, if you love Patriots content, free Patriots content, and you're ready for the season, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. So let's first talk about the pass rush for the Patriots. Last year, it was absolutely horrible. 28 sacks, which was dead last in the NFL, and then a pressure rate of 17.6%. And you may think, oh, they're getting to the quarterback 17% of the time. No, that's terrible. 31st in the NFL. And the one thing that I saw when I was going through every single one of these statistics is that if you look right here, they were blitzing 29% of the time. And that looks like that's a high number. 10th in the NFL. They're also going in the nickel 49% of the time, which also ranks almost dead last. And you're rushing for about 67%, which is 23rd. So you're rushing for guys, you're blitzing 29%, and you couldn't get to the quarterback. And when you look at some of these pass rushers that they had, you had Keion White on one side, Anthony Jennings on the other side, and Davon Godchaux in the center at defensive tackle. These numbers are terrible. You had 5 sacks from Keion White. You had 0 from Godchaux. I know you didn't have Christian Gonzales because of the blood clots, but Anthony Jennings only 3 sacks. This just is not something that you want to look at, and you're not going to succeed when teams are passing the ball and you're just not getting any pressure. That's why the defense just let up a whole bunch of yards. That's why every single time you saw people going into passing the ball, it was oh, well, we don't have to worry about the Patriots. And it starts with your defensive tackle. And Davon Godchaux, that's why you got rid of him, because no sacks as your defensive tackle. If you look at what Christian Gonzales did back in 2023, this was so big. He was a huge part of this defense. He was the anchor, and you lost him, so you put in Godchaux, and it was going from here all the way down to here. But not only was the Patriots' defense bad at pass rush, they were also terrible at the run. And it really didn't come up to me because talking about this defensive line, and you're always looking at sack yardages, but I remember specifically that game overseas against the Jaguars when they weren't passing the ball whatsoever. It was runs up the gut, runs up the gut, runs up the gut, and they were getting 6-7 yards every single play, and the Patriots just couldn't stop them. And they said, if it ain't broke, well, don't fix it. They weren't passing the ball. They were running it, and the Patriots could not stop it because this run defense was so bad. I looked up some of the run stats. Yards per carry allowed, 4.6, which is 26th in the NFL. And the yards per contact, it dropped all the way down. It was the 29th worst in the NFL at 1.7. This defense could not stop a nosebleed. It was awful. If you ran up the middle, you're getting about 5 yards a carry. Then nobody's even touching him because they were just not good. Jelani Tavai was the highlight of your defense where he led the team in tackles, and he wasn't getting anywhere near because he was the first guy to get to you. And when it's your linebacker, that's a big problem. Here's all the advanced defensive metrics from last season, and you could see just every single category. The Patriots were ranked just bottom 5 of the NFL. Bottom 3. 30th, 31st, 30th. Defensive efficiency, it was bad. Every single advanced analytic for just a couple, they were one of the worst in the NFL. But when you kind of just you're missing your key centerpiece. Like, this was Christian Barmore's stats: 6 tackles, 1 sack. He came back for a couple games with the blood clots, but overall, it was just a reoccurring injury over and over and over. And that's something that you were going to miss with your defense. But then you went into 2025 and you saw all those advanced statistics and you said, okay, this is how we have to improve. We need to get pass rush. We need to get another guy that can be alongside of Christian Barmore. And that's exactly what Elliott Wolf and the Patriots did. Not only did you bring back a guy that was a pivotal part of your defense during the early 2000s with head coach Mike Vrabel to teach these guys, you also brought in just a bunch of additions like Milton Williams, Harold Landry, who gets 9 sacks, Keion White, who's underrated with the Raiders last year. Robert Spillane is your new Mike Backer, and Jack Gibbons. We talked about Gibbons, how he's a very sneaky signing, and you only got him for 1 year, like $1.7 million. Like, he was great. But the main guy that I'm going to be talking about is just, you saw Godshaw's stats. No sacks at defensive tackle. None. Not a lot of tackles, not getting any type of pressure. Well, the Patriots saw that. You didn't have Christian Barmore, but you bring in Milton Williams, and look at these stats: 91.5 PFF grade in the playoffs, which is first. 12.5 pressure rate in the entire NFL, which was second to one of the defensive linemen on the Broncos. I mean, their whole defense is just absolutely threatening. And they had at least 3 pressures, Milton Williams did, in every single postseason game. So I expect the Patriots not to be that bad against the run, because Milton Williams is just going to get into the trenches, get between the line of scrimmage, and be able to stop that, and also get to the quarterback. If you're getting 3 pressures a game, that is insane for just a defensive tackle. So Milton Williams improves. You can't double him because you have Christian Barmore, and you add Harold Landry on the opposite side. Keion White is going to break out this year. It is going to help this team a lot, and I expect nothing to happen just like that, like we saw in 2024. Like, bad defense, no pass rush, not being able to stop the run. And not only that, like, I was looking at the strength of schedule. This schedule is an absolute cakewalk. And Warren Sharp, he also mentioned that. Like, he mentioned when it came to the defense, or when it came to offenses, that the Patriots defense took on the 9th best. Like, if you put all together, they were 9th overall in the NFL. If you can see right here, the non-Patriot symbols are what last year's average opponent's offensive ranking was. The Patriots logos are this year's, and this is offensive rankings of who they play. And you could see every single team every single category that the Patriots are going to be up against are some of the worst in the NFL. So this is going to favor the Patriots extremely going into 2025. You're going to have to play the New York Giants, who don't have a good offense. They're going with Russell Wilson or maybe Jackson Dart. You're going to have to go against Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans, and we have no idea what's going to happen. You play the Saints. Like, you play all these cakewalk teams, which is going to help this defense and also just kind of get their confidence up, because last year it was not good whatsoever. So I'll ask you guys, seeing all the additions that the Patriots got in this season in NFL free agency, what are they going to be? Are they going to be a top 15 defense? I think they might be a top 10 defense in the NFL. Go down in the comments right now and type yes or no. All right, so there's also some offensive changes that we saw in 2025. Also, a couple of offensive changes. I mean, the one thing I'm going to be talking about is kind of just the run game. But I'll bring this back up for you guys just to make sure you hit that thumbs up icon, like today's video. Let's get that goal of 250,000 likes. Like, 250,000 is an absolute ton. We're only 86 away. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. So I was looking at the offense. If this was 2024, early down targets, this is like first, second down, of just dropping back into pass coverage with Drake May. And, I mean, we also saw Jacoby Brissett for those 4 games. 48% was wide receiver targets. But the one thing that I know about Josh McDaniels is that he loves to throw to the running backs. And you can see right here, only 15% of targets went to the running back. That is so low, it's absurd, because if you want those early downs to get 5 or 6 yards, wouldn't you kind of want to throw to the running back to try to get those swing routes, get those screen passes going? Like, this was your running back room going into this was it last year. Not good. Like, Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson. These are 2 guys. Antonio Gibson did get a little bit better throughout the season at pass catching. But overall, like, Ramondre Stevenson was running the ball 3.9 yards per carry. Like, that's not good. And this offensive line was terrible. So I understand that kind of gives a pass of just, yeah, you couldn't really pass the ball. But with what they did in the draft, in drafting Travion Henderson, that is going to completely change how this Patriots offense works. Because we've talked about it. I think he's James White 2.0. I think he's like a Kevin Falk, Shane Vereen. But the difference is, I don't think he's just a third down back. And when you look at his stats at Ohio State last season, 144 carries, 1,000 yards. But if you look at his receptions and reception yards, 27, 284, like, and 11 total touchdowns. 27 catches in college is great when they don't really throw it to a lot of the running backs if you're not specifically focused in on being a pass-catching back. And we know Josh McDaniels. We know his type of offense. This is his third stint with the Patriots. With a true pass-catching back, expect Henderson to be well, and I mean well, involved in the passing game. Like those early second down plays, I'm not expecting it to be 15% targets to the wide or to the running back. I'm expecting that to be at least 25, 30% from what we've seen just in the history of this Patriots offense. How many times do we look back during the dynasty era and see, Tom Brady drops back and throws a little 5-yard dink and dunk route to Shane Vereen? How many times to James White? That's what the Patriots offense is going to do, and I want them to implement some RPOs because Drake May can make plays with his legs. So Henderson, just for the love of God, show up to training camp. Please sign that contract. Just get everything done so I don't have to worry about it, and we can just get ready for this upcoming season. So if he shows up and he signs his contract and he's not holding out, how many catches will Travion Henderson have in 2025? Predict it for me down in the comments section. I'm going to go with probably about, I think he's going to have at least 40. That's my prediction. I think he's going to have a ton. I think they're going to set him up for a lot. So go down in the comments right now. And also, if you want to keep the conversation going, my DMs are always open. Hit me up on Twitter @TheRealAlper or on Instagram. Same handle. And as always, let's go Pats.